These are days, you certainly could say, of extreme emotion for Hadas Kalderon, who over the past 2 months has become one of the most prominent public voices among those who have family or had family taken hostage by Hamas into Gaza on October 7th. Last week, her 2 children, 12-year-old Erez and 16-year-old Sasha, were finally freed after having been snatched by the terrorists from kibbutz near Oz, leading to a joyous reunion with their mother last week. But their father, Ophir, is still being held captive by Hamas, along with several other fathers who also saw their wives and children released in last week's deals. And Hadas is, of course, still mourning the deaths of other family members and friends who were murdered by the terrorists on October 7th, including her mother, Carmela Dan. Well, joining us now from Tel Aviv is Hadas Kalderon. Hadas, thank you for joining us. First of all, just tell us, all of Israel wants to know, how are your children doing?
They're very happy to be back. They can't stop talk. And it's like, what can I tell you? It's not easy. They're very, very excited. They got through a very traumatic situation. And, all the safety, all the basic safety, security was damaged. And they have a lot of hard stories, tough stories. They said it was like the game Fortnite in the computers, the army game.
Sure.
They said it was the same. They felt like they are in a computer game. They couldn't believe that is what's happened to them. And slowly we realize how we have to help them and to heal them. And the main thing now is to bring the father back.
Yes,
because otherwise, otherwise they can't really get healed without to be full family. And they miss him and very worried for him. Because now they understand the situation. They know exactly what is getting through and all the other hostage.
Right.
So they're very worried.
Right. Now, I understand. Hadas, you've been a very prominent voice among the forum of the hostage, families of hostages. We're getting word today that the Prime Minister has agreed to their request for a meeting with the full war cabinet tomorrow. I don't know. That's a report. I presume you would be there, of course. What would you say if you're given the chance? What will you say to the Prime Minister, the Defense Minister, and Benny Gantz, the members of the War Cabinet?
I will tell them they must rush. They must act immediately. To make solution. They start in a good way. All this. They got a solution and this kind of deal that start very well. They must continue. They must make all of the hostage come back. It's not my job to tell them how and the solutions. They have to solve it. It's their job,
Sure.
They have to solve it and immediately. And now when we hear all the hostage who come back, all the kidnapped who came back, we know even better than before how we must rush. Otherwise, some of them won't survive.
Right. We are hearing these reports of the mistreatment, the deaths of many. There are some voices in the forum of hostages that requested this meeting, in fact, because they feel that maybe it's not enough of a priority, or the government, or they're not doing enough. They're not seeing the urgency there. Do you have that feeling that among at least the senior members of the government, they may have other aims. They may be seeing the other aims as being more urgent, the elimination of Hamas, which of course all Israelis want to see as well?
it's very hard to say. In the beginning, I had this feeling, and that's why I fight. I said, must be the main goal all the time, because I didn't feel it's the main goal. I can't tell you, it's very difficult to answer these questions. I want to believe they're doing their best, and I want to believe they act wisely and with good judgment. What can I?
Right.
The only thing I know is that now we are 2 months after, and they're still there.
Right. There's a question.
It means that not all the diplomatic ways been done. And I said they must make a pressure on Egypt and Qatar and whatever. They must make. It's hard to say, but they. I know it's very complicated situation, very complicated, because of both sides. Hamas side is very complicated and very cruel and very. The both sides must understand that they must make an end to this tragedy.
Right.
And to be more flexible, to be more, I think that both sides suffer, and it can't be continue like that.
Right. Now, there are other players involved here, the international community, other governments, international organizations. In fact, we see the president of the International Red Cross making her first visit there to Gaza today. I should note that the Forum of the Hostage Families released a statement demanding the ICRC make a greater effort to obtain access to the hostages in Gaza. I want to get your own personal take on that. What message do you have to the ICRC president today as she was in Gaza?
I can't believe that till now, the Red Cross and the UNICEF didn't reach didn't see and didn't go and didn't reach to meet the kidnaps. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I mean, what? It's there. It's what mean? Why they exist? Why it's for exactly for this kind of moment, which they have to act and go and see and save and help this helpless citizen. How come they didn't visit yet? How come they didn't go into Gaza and see what's going on there? People there, old people don't get the medicines. People starving there. People in very bad conditions, underground, without see the sky and the sun.
Right.
For 2 months now. How come nobody visits them till now? I think they not have any, how can you say? If they don't reach them and they don't do any act, I can't find the word, sorry.
No, I understand. I
can't find the word. They shouldn't exist. That's what I mean.
Sure. All right.
Because they don't do their job. They shouldn't exist. They don't have the right to exist if they don't do what they have to do.
I understand. All right.
I'm sorry because my English is not the best.
Your point is coming across. Your point is coming across very clear there. Hadas Kalderon, we of course share in the joy of seeing the safe return of your children, of Sahar and Erez, and of course continue to share in we join in your mourning for those relatives, your family members who passed. Maybe their memory be a blessing, and of course most of all now wish for the safe return of Sahar and Erez's father, Ophir, from his captivity, along with all the other hostages who are still left behind there in the Gaza Strip.
Don't forget them.
Okay, thank you.
Don't forget.
I understand.
Fight for them.
Okay, we will. Hadas,
I can't feel it with my happiness because I'm in so anxiety. So it's like I'm happy. I'm so happy that I had a miracle. It's really like a fantasy, like a miracle. I can't believe my children back, really. But I got this miracle, but I still so anxiety because we didn't solve the whole problem. So please keep on and show it in the TV. Don't forget them. Don't forget them. Do the fight to bring
Right.
them back.
all right.
Thank you.
All right, Hadas Kalderon, thank you for joining us again, and I hope you could join us again when all the hostages, including Ophir, is released. Thank you for joining us.
Soon, very soon.